went flat on the court like that. What was running?
No, I think it was amazing, proud feeling, and most importantly, I mean, there was, you end up carrying this feel like you're carrying a burden of, whatever there is. Everything just flew away, rather, I would say, flew away, and that's why I ended up falling right, on that court. I mean, it was such a amazing, fitting feeling I felt after so many years of trying to get there. You're constantly trying to, cross the hurdle, or as an athlete, it was a personal goal to get better from, what you have done. I mean, the finals was something I had achieved before. Obviously, I wanted to get to that next step. The minute it reached match point, there are nerves, and then Matt hit that great serve, and I had this easy smash to put away, and I was telling myself, don't miss it, but yeah, thankfully we got through that.
Right. So, this has been a very interesting year for tennis. We see the big three make way for younger names, perhaps, if I can call it. The conversation about age of the athlete somehow has taken center stage. And you are, of course, 43. Your partner Matthew is also in his late 30s. I wonder, is age a conversation among you guys? Do you guys often talk about it, on how to beat it, or how does it go between the two of you?
I don't think so. I don't think we have once, really discussed that. The conversation is, are you fit, ready to go to the match? I don't think, age has anything to do with it. And, success can come at any age. I don't think.
आदरणीय अध्यक्ष जी, कांग्रेस एक परिवार में उलझ गई है। देश के करोड़ों परिवार की आकांक्षाएं और उपलब्धियां वो देख पा ही नहीं रहे, देख सकते नहीं, अपने परिवार के बाहर देखने की तैयारी नहीं है। और कांग्रेस में एक कैंसिल कल्चर डेवलप हुआ है। कुछ भी है कैंसिल, कुछ भी है कैंसिल। ये एक ऐसे कैंसिल कल्चर में कांग्रेस फंस गई है। अगर हम कहते हैं मेक इन इंडिया तो कांग्रेस कहती है कैंसिल। हम कहते हैं आत्मनिर्भर भारत, कांग्रेस कहती है कैंसिल। हम कहते हैं वोकल फॉर लोकल, कांग्रेस कहती है कैंसिल। हम कहते हैं वंदे भारत ट्रेन, कांग्रेस कहती है कैंसिल। हम कहते हैं संसद की नई इमारत, कांग्रेस कहती है कैंसिल। यानी मैं हैरान हूं, ये कोई मोदी की उपलब्धियां नहीं है, देश की उपलब्धियां हैं। इतनी नफरत कब तक पाले रखोगे? और उसके कारण देश की सफलताएं, देश के अचीवमेंट, उसको भी कैंसिल करके आप बैठ गए हो।
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narsimhan. It was all about Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Lok Sabha, the motion of thanks to the President's address in Parliament, and it was a no-holds-barred attack on the opposition. But more importantly, it was about a confused, confounded opposition where vis-a-vis a confident Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who set the target of 370 for the BJP and 400 par for the NDA, going on to say that the way this opposition is functioning right now, it looks like they will be seen in the visitors gallery post Lok Sabha 2024. So the Aayega to Modi hi was not arrogance but confidence in the work that's been done, and with the promise that the work in the third term of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. So he is not going anywhere. I'm right here is what he said, and in the third term, he's come out to say he wants to set up the groundwork for Bharat to be a prosperous nation, a Viksit Bharat, and perhaps a beacon of civilization for the next 1,000 years. That is not an ordinary or a small statement. That's a lofty comment, a big comment filled with ambition. But more importantly, he said, it's not me. It's my confidence in the people of Bharat, the 140 crore people of Bharat who have shown resilience, who have shown ability if given opportunity. Mocking Rahul Gandhi, he said that the Congress is relaunching a failed product at every election. And it is this Parivarwad or this entire aspect of dynasty that is grappling the Congress and largely the opposition, and that is perhaps the net result reason why they are lagging far behind. He went on to make statements saying, and he quoted from the 2013-2014 budget, interim budget speech, where he said that the projection was in 3 decades Bharat would become the 3rd largest economy. He said, I promise you, in my 3rd term, we will become the 3rd largest economy. So there is a difference between 30 years and what's being achieved in just about a decade and a half. So he's made and drawn these parallels, but more importantly, turned around and somewhere in his entire fire and perhaps the gusto with which he's spoken, somewhere there one could feel that he was aching for a fight. And he was missing the fight from the opposition that would have made Lok Sabha 2024 a challenge at every corner. That somewhere is perhaps where it stopped. Let's just get you a quick snippet of what the PM said in Parliament.
मैं विशेष रूप से विपक्ष ने जो संकल्प लिया है उसकी सराहना करता हूं। उनके भाषण के एक एक बात से मेरा और देश का विश्वास पक्का हो गया है कि इन्होंने लंबे अरसे तक वहां रहने का संकल्प ले लिया। मैं पक्का मानता हूं कि ईश्वर रूपी जनता जनार्दन आपको जरूर आशीर्वाद देगी और आप जिस ऊंचाई पे हैं उससे भी अधिक ऊंचाई पर जरूर पहुंचेंगे और अगले चुनाव में दर्शक दिशा में दिखेंगे। एक ही प्रोडक्ट बार बार लॉन्च करने के चक्कर में कांग्रेस की दुकान ताला लगने की नौबत आ गई। क्या हो गया है दादा? क्या देश के युवा जी की बात होती है? समाज के सब वर्ग नहीं होते हैं? क्या देश की नारी की बात होती है? देश की सभी नारी नहीं होती है? कब तक टुकड़ों में सोचते रहोगे? कब तक समाज को बांटते रहोगे? हम कहते हैं वोकल फॉर लोकल, कांग्रेस कहती है कैंसिल। हम कहते हैं वंदे भारत ट्रेन, कांग्रेस कहती है कैंसिल। हम कहते हैं संसद की नई इमारत, कांग्रेस कहती है कैंसिल। यानी मैं हैरान हूं, ये कोई मोदी की उपलब्धियां नहीं है, देश की उपलब्धियां। इतनी नफरत कब तक पाले रखोगे? 100-125 दिन बाकी और अब की बार पूरा देश कह रहा है, अब की बार खड़गे जी भी कह रहे हैं हमारे तीसरे टर्म में भारत दुनिया की तीसरी बड़ी आर्थिक ताकत बनेगा। और ये मोदी की गारंटी है।
370 for the BJP in the 3rd term, NDA 400 par, a never before achievement, and perhaps in the history books as a 3rd term for a Prime Minister. It will be a record comeback that the Prime Minister has set the target. And that's a big ask even for the BJP. Confidence of the Prime Minister is good, but the BJP has got to boil down, buckle down and work really hard. What's in it for the opposition? And how does the opposition see what the Prime Minister has said today? Somewhere right through, and I'm repeating this as we say namaste and welcome to our guests, is he lamenting a tough fight? is he lamenting the fact that the opposition has still not been able to group itself and it's still figuring out its life? That come across somewhere. Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the BJP with us. Ghanshyam Tiwari, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party with us. L. Hanumantaiah ji, Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress with us. Aarti Agarwal with us, and Shubhrashta ji also joins us. Namaste, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat to everybody. Thank you very, very much. Hanumantaiah ji, let me start with you. He was particularly attacking the Congress party. How would you see the Prime Minister saying that the Congress is responsible for its own fate currently, repeatedly trying to back a failed product and stuck in this entire quagmire of Parivarwad or dynastic politics? Ji.
For the last 10 years, we have been seeing Modi ji targeting Congress and talking even at the 10th year about the Congress and the same old Parivarwad and other things. But do you know why Modi ji is talking so much about Congress? He is afraid of Congress. He is not afraid of any other parties, but he is afraid of Congress. Congress can mobilize all the parties. Congress can come back to power. Its leader Rahul Gandhi will definitely be the next leader of this country. That is what Modi ji is visualizing. His words are clearly telling that he is talking about Congress because he is afraid of it. Nothing more than that. And he also pretty well knows that Congress in many states, see Karnataka for example, he came to Karnataka to every corner, every road, every gully, but Congress could come back in Karnataka with a great majority of 135 seats to 140 seats. So that may happen in the national level also. This country will never tolerate people for more than 10 years. They will reverse it, which Modi ji is afraid, so he is talking about Congress so much. And what kind of Parivarwad he is talking? Come on, his BJP party in Karnataka, is it not Parivarwad where Yadurappa exit and his son has been made the chief of BJP party? And in many states, the sons, daughters have been given the tickets from BJP. Then you are talking about Parivarwad. What is that? What is that Parivarwad you are talking? So the next question Modi ji is answering today, he pretty well knows the strongest opposition party is Congress, so he is talking about Congress so much. My expectation from Modi ji is different. See, today he is going to the Vikasit Bharat, Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. He has to visualize what kind of Bharat he wanted to take up. He has to talk to the youth. What is the unemployment rate? What the road? I have got to say for our youth that why we are a Vikasit Bharat, how I am going to give the employment to all my people of these youngsters of this country. That should be the answer. He has to answer to this country that how I am going to make a Shresth Bharat by protecting everybody, by distribution of wealth to everybody. The wealth will not be concentrated in few hands, few crony capitalists' hands. I will not do that. I will distribute the property, wealth of this country to every citizen of this country. That is how I wanted to build the country. But Modi ji has never answered any living questions. He has never answered any living questions. But he has answered the same old Parivarwad, the same old Congress party, what he was talking for the last 10 years. When he is going for the election, he should give his vision of the party, vision of his party, which he is not giving.
Sir, yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for yielding. Now, it was just the opening comment, but you've made a few points. Let Tuhin Sinha respond, and then we'll go across to Ghanshyam Tiwari, Aarti Agarwal and Shubhrashta. Yes, Tuhin Sinha. How would you want to respond to Mr. Hanumantaiah?
Namaste, Anand ji. Namaste, Anand ji. This Congress is in a denial mode and a delusional mode. Just 2 days ago, we saw Kharge ji made some despicable remarks against the Congress party, addressing Congress workers. He compared them to dogs, and he, compared the process of selection of officials to the procurement or the purchase of pets. Now, why, to understand the genesis of this Congress mentality, where they deride their own party workers, it was important to go back to 1959 when Nehru ji had a similar callous attitude when he was speaking about our countrymen, when he was speaking about people of our country, and when he very openly called them lazy. One of the reasons why we can't compete with Europe, that is what he said. And that is one of the reasons why over several decades, India's growth remained very tardy, it remained very slow. Now, if you look at the data, and Congress is logically challenged, it is challenged in terms of data, but if you look at pure data, 70,000 kilometers of highways, 75 new airports in the last 10 years, 600 kilometers of metro lines, 13 crore gas connections, 13 crore tap water connections. If Congress era had existed at this point of time, it would have taken probably 3 to 4 more generations and 70 to 80 years, another 70 to 80 years to achieve this. So there has been a paradigm change in our approach to governance. And when Congress makes these absurd charges about us, about us being being ruled by a couple of industrialists, first of all, they have zero credibility. Till about a year ago, Rahul Gandhi was blaming 2 industrialists. Now he has confined his attack to 1 industrialist. What happened? Where did the other disappear? Is there some kind of an understanding that he has with the other industrialists? Fact is that Rahul Gandhi is an ignorant person who does not know the full form of MSP. We have seen during the yatras, he gets confused whether petrol and diesel come under GST or not. And moreover, these yatras don't extend beyond branding, rebranding and re-rebranding of a failed leader. Because if you talk about Nyay, the feedback that he gets on the ground is very different. People are happy. They feel that for the first time, justice has been done to the poor in the last 10 years. For the first time, they have seen unprecedented infrastructure creation in remote areas. So I don't know whether he goes by feedback or whether his nanny, Jairam Ramesh, seems to be controlling his life.
Let's not resort to name calling. I don't think it behoves anybody, any stature, people of any stature to get a resort to name calling. It can be avoided to Insanaji and to everybody else, all our other panelists. Please make your points forcefully, but let's not resort to name calling to anybody. But Ghanshyamji, one of the aspects that Hanumantaya ji said is that PM has not referred to any other party. So nobody else can do anything. Congress is the only one that can unite the opposition. So in UP, that means without Congress, SP does not stand a chance. That's one part. Secondly, the other part that the PM spoke about, that the opposition still has not come together. It's like countdown to Lok Sabha 24. Khadge ji at the News 18 India Chopal still said, "Abhi bhi seat sharing par baat ta jari hai." It's still not come to a conclusion yet. Do you think this is the level of preparedness that you would want if you're going into a fight with somebody who's confident of getting 370 seats for his own party?
Good evening to you, the viewers and fellow co-panelists. I'll answer in 2 parts. One is the backdrop of Prime Minister's speech. The backdrop of Prime Minister's speech is the Supreme Court calling out murder of democracy that happened right in front of Prime Minister. So my inference from that is प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी की गारंटी ये लोकतंत्र की हत्या की गारंटी है, चाहे वो बिहार में हुई हो, चाहे वो झारखंड में करने की कोशिश की गई हो, या वो चंडीगढ़ में किया गया हो, जिसको सारी भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने अपनी पीठ थपथपाई, मोदी जी ने अपनी पीठ थपथपाई, अमित शाह जी ने अपनी पीठ थपथपाई, लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा ये लोकतंत्र की हत्या है। इसी तरीके से जिस सदन में प्रधानमंत्री बोल रहे थे, उसी सदन में ब्रजभूषण शरण सिंह था। तो मोदी जी की गारंटी, बेटी बचाओ की गारंटी एक धमकी है, जिस गारंटी में आपको ब्रजभूषण शरण सिंह मिलेगा, IIT BHU के वो रेपिस्ट मिलेंगे जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सदस्य थे, वो लोग मिलेंगे जो कि बिल्किस बानो के रेपिस्ट को आज़ाद करके अपनी ताकत दिखा रहे थे। ये मोदी जी की गारंटी है। अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की बात हुई, The various news platforms have reported in the current campus seasons of the 1.5 million students in engineering colleges, barely 1,20,000 students are going to find jobs. That is less than 10% of engineering graduates in India are going to find jobs when their parents would have spent 20 lakh rupees on an average on their education. This unemployment is Modi ji ki guarantee. Prime Minister can say at length about what he wants to say, but the reality is visible for anybody who just wants to look at the newspapers and look at what is happening in in Ladakh protests. That is also Modi ji ki guarantee. He can say that opposition is unprepared, but जब आप लोकतंत्र की पीठ में छुरा घोपेंगे बिहार में, तो कोई अपनी पीठ में छुरा घोपने के लिए प्रिपेयर्ड नहीं होता। जब आप झारखंड में एक आदिवासी मुख्यमंत्री को हटाएंगे और उसकी कीमत लगाएंगे, बीजेपी कैंपेन दैट 11,000 rupees इज द price of Hemant Soren in Jharkhand. That is the level at which BJP goes. So yes, they are very prepared. They are prepared to murder democracy, steal away election, not talk about unemployment. And my final point, everyone here knows, Anand, you will know, Tuhin will know, that the moment the budget was presented by Honorable Minister, not a single BJP spokesperson or MP came on record to speak about the budget. They ran away. I was there in the studio. They ran away because they don't want people of this country to ask a basic question कि इस बजट में हमें क्या मिला, मोदी जी की गारंटी कहाँ गई? Because you have nothing to show, you will use the platform that you have, which is Parliament, where you could not speak about Manipur. You will use that platform to blame the opposition. That is Modi ji ki guarantee.
Right. Now, as far as the interim budget is concerned, sir, it's a vote on account and not much can be promised there or said there. And there were BJP spokespersons on the News 18 network who spoke about it even on budget evening. It's not that they were not there and nobody ran away. Even on pre-budget day, they were there. In fact, they were upset that they didn't get enough time to speak. That's what happened. I'm just saying, I can only state what happened with our network. Beyond that, I'm not privy to the matter.
I'm saying overall media.
No. Sir, you are welcome to have your opinion. I can only state what happened with our network.
Tuhin can say, was he there on...
One minute. We are again digressing. We're digressing. Let's come back. Shubhrashta ji, how would you want to respond to Ghanshyam Tiwari? Mallikarjun Kharge's response to the Prime Minister will play out after Shubhrashta ji's comment. Yes.
Anand, glad to be back on your show after a long time. But let me respond to Ghanshyam ji by stating that there are people in the opposition who have a problem at the Prime Minister making political speech in the Parliament. Let's just bear the argument and debate where the argument stands. Now, please, they have to understand that you are dealing with a master communicator. Whatever Prime Minister said in the Parliament may have a context according to the opposition, but the point of the matter is that he made some relevant points. When he's talking about some of the MPs shifting from Lok Sabha to Rajya Sabha, is actually correct. You look at the records and you would know. We'll also have to understand that this is a Prime Minister who is getting live feed from ground from his, not just his karyakartas, but third party sources. And he has the confidence to quote it at Prime Minister, but then Prime Minister's post is a political one. And if he is a great politician, then the opposition should really, amp up its game. That's all I have to say.
Mallikarjun Kharge ji says that the India alliance is strong. There's no rift. Listen in.
हम सबको मिलाने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं और सभी लोग हमारे साथ हैं। चंद इश्यूज हैं, उन इश्यूज पे जब स्टेट में कई बातें होती है तो उस वक्त कई बातें अलग अलग की जाती हैं। तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि अलायंस टूट गई है, अलायंस नहीं है। ये जो चंद लोग क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, खासकर मीडिया भी कर रही और बीजेपी के लोग और सरकार भी इसमें बहुत लगी हुई है। और इंडिया गठबंधन मजबूत है और हम पूरी कोशिश कर रहे हैं और जहाँ जहाँ ज़रूरत है, जिससे कहलाना, जिससे बोलना, जिसको अप्रोच होना, वो पूरा काम हम कर रहे हैं। इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं। कई सीटों के लिए कुछ अनबन है तो उसको ठीक करने की हम कोशिश करेंगे। और ये तो जब नेगोशिएशन होता है तब गिव एंड टेक की बात होती है।
A grouping of 28 political parties, now 27, Tuhin Sinha. How would you see that? Aarti ji, quick response from Tuhin Sinha and then coming to you. Tuhin Sinha. And also what Ghanshyam ji had to say.
Ghanshyam ji, I don't know what he's saying because I can remember all spokespersons were there. Now I have been traveling a lot, and there's another book which has come out. So on that particular day there was a flight late evening, and so I don't know what he's talking. But at the same time, when I was hearing Kharge ji, now Mamata Banerjee has been ridiculing and lampooning this Congress party, saying that you will not even win 40 seats. After that, if Kharge ji says that the India alliance is intact, then it takes you must be sacrificing your self-respect at the drop of a hat to somehow put up this facade of everything being all right. And that explains why this Congress is delusional. That explains why they perpetually live in denial, which suits us completely. They say we tamper with democracy. Fact is that Nitish Kumar says he was so exasperated waiting for you to finalize details about seat sharing that he had no option but to move out. You talk about Jharkhand, but fact is that, your MLAs see no future in your party. Are we responsible for Milind Deora moving out of the party? Will we be responsible if tomorrow Baba Siddiqui, one of the oldest Congress workers, move out of the party? Fact is that nobody sees a future with this Congress party. They don't have a vision for the next 20 minutes. We have a vision for the next 2 decades. That is why people want to align with us.
Aarti Agarwal, is it a foregone conclusion? Or is there merit in the opposition saying that the Prime Minister is a master craftsman and of course a master orator, but he's packaging things in a way just to show the opposition in poor light?
So I think it's, the other way around. I think the opposition is trying to package something, give a glittery look to their so-called alliance, but they really do not have any pertinent issues on which they're all actually united, on which they actually present a united front. We have not seen it till now. And they're united in only one thing, which is just absolutely criticizing and hating every policy, every statement that comes out of Narendra Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party. And I agree that, the job of the opposition is to hold the ruling party accountable. But it goes beyond that. If you want to win an election, you cannot win an election only on criticizing Modi. You need to have some issues of your own which you have shown that you can deliver. All these MPs and all these, other MLAs from other political parties, they have no report card to show. They have not delivered on even their own promises. So, if you want the confidence of the public, you have to deliver. You cannot just make lofty statements. And the reason why people are now, more and more people are kind of showing some kind of trust in BJP is because they have been able to deliver on many things. I agree, they have not delivered on everything, but they have delivered on many things and it's visible. We can see Vande Bharat trains running. We can see that airports have been inaugurated. We can see roads have been built. We can see Ram Mandir has been inaugurated. There is no two ways about it, right? So the growth which BJP is talking about is visible to the common public, and common public can buy only so much of bluff just because you present a very nice front and you make some statements in the media. Elections are not won purely by making statements. The public is not that stupid. And if they think that, they can win an election just by bluffing and fooling the public, then that basically shows why they have not been winning in the last 2 elections. So my take is that, I think PM Modi made a very passionate speech today after some time, and he has picked up the nerve of what many of us feel about the opposition. The Congress had a lot of potential and they have just wasted it away just because of rallying behind one family. Even good leaders within Congress have really not been able to actualize their own potential, which they could have, and they could have actually done something with it, but they have not done that. So, India needs a good opposition, but the current opposition is not living up to its own responsibility so far as opposition, beyond just criticizing and heckling the BJP leaders in the parliament.
We had some very interesting numbers that came in as far as 10 years of UPA versus 10 years of NDA. We'll try and put that out if we can call those graphics. I'll just pull out those numbers, Mr. Hanumantayya. I have some of it here. Let's just have a look at this. CPI inflation 2013 10.08%, 2023 5.65%. Multidimensionally poor, percentage of Indian population were multidimensionally poor. 2022-23 it was 11.28%. In 2013-2014 it was 29.13%. We got more numbers coming through. Agriculture budget in 2013-14 was 21,933 crore. Can we just slow down on that, please? CPI inflation 10%, 5.65%. We'll get the other numbers also. Airports 148. Aarti Agarwal just spoke about it. 148 in 2023, 74 in 2014. Highways 1,46,145 kilometers of highways. 2014 it was 91,287 kilometers. 2023 200 plus factories. In 2014 2 factories. This is with respect to mobile manufacturing. And there is more, so much more in terms of Indian banks in bad debts or NPAs dropping to 3.2% in the first half of 2023-24. It's the lowest since 2013. In March 2017, it was 9.6% and then it is just continuously reduced. So the NPAs, which were more than to the tune of 4 lakh crore rupees, today now stand at just 3.2% the overall NPAs. Now, please tell me, Mr. Hanumanthaiah, what's the vision that the Congress party has for the youth of this country, that it will do better than what the BJP is doing under Prime Minister Narendra Modi? What's your story? What's your narrative? And another sub-question, sir. How many Rajya Sabha MPs today can go to any constituency and win an election in the Lok Sabha?
The figures which you have shown, I want to clarify that. The NPAs from the bank which is reduced to this level, has it been recovered? Do you have the figures that that money is recovered from the persons who have not paid? It is taken out from the profits of the bank and reduced it to that percentage.
So the banks are making profits, no?
Number 2.
Were they making profits in 2013, 2014?
No, banks are making profit.
I'm just asking you, Mr. Hanumanthaiah.
My money has been
Mr. Hanumanthaiah, I'm asking you, do you have any proof that there have been no recoveries?
No, I have the proof.
Yeah, tell me, what are you saying there are zero recoveries of this 4 lakh crore or 8 lakh crore?
See, I have checked up. I am in the petition.
No, please tell me the numbers.
I have checked up with the chief of the banks. I can give you no issue.
Yeah, please give me the numbers. My point is, sir, non-performing assets were actually being window dressed. Loans were debts were being restructured to companies which were financially ill. Hasn't all that stopped? Isn't the health of our banks far better than it was in 2013, 2014? Do you remember the defense minister of this country saying, I have no money to buy airplanes?
I am telling you, the health of the banks was much better earlier also. Today, the profit making.
Give me numbers, sir. Give me numbers. I am asking you, how many MPs in the Rajya Sabha today, sir, from the opposition can walk into any constituency and win an election?
No, that is a different issue.
Why, sir? Why is it a different issue, sir? How many MPs who were formerly Lok Sabha MPs are currently in the Rajya Sabha? Is there merit in what the PM has said?
That is not the questions.
I said there are two questions. The first question, you are not giving me an exact number. Second question, so if the banks have to absorb it out of their profits, that means they are making profits to the extent that they can absorb NPS to the tune of 4 lakh crore. So where were they? Were they making these profits back in 2012, 2013? You don't have the numbers. Did they? How many? What is the recoveries they made? You don't have the numbers. I am asking you in terms of absolute kilometers of road. Sir, in the last 10 years, the number of roads that have been made have nearly doubled. Kilometers of road in the last 10 years. Are you going to deny that, sir? Number of airports have doubled, sir, from 73 to 148.
No, I am coming to that point. Udan scheme has been started from UPA government.
Sir, starting is different, implementing is another thing. I am saying, what is your plan, sir?
Come on.
I am asking you, what is your plan? What is your plan that is going to convince me to vote for you?
Has been doubled now. That is.
Sir, I am asking you, as an ordinary citizen of our country, I am asking you, sir, your partner in the India alliance in Uttar Pradesh has told you, take 11 seats or leave it. Your partner in the India alliance in West Bengal has said, forget West Bengal, you come and vote for me, otherwise forget it. Otherwise forget it. So I am just asking you, what is your plan, sir?
No, please understand. For some states, We are negotiating. The negotiation will come to a stage. We may sacrifice, or the opposition party alliance may sacrifice.
Sir,
that is for the election
in a straight
purpose.
fight
That
with the
doesn't mean
BJP,
that
let me ask you,
Congress
sir,
party will
forget
sacrifice everything.
543
That
seats.
doesn't mean that.
Let's say there are 274 seats where
Yeah.
you have a straight fight with the BJP. How many seats can the Congress win? It's a one-on-one fight
Yes.
between the Congress and the BJP. How many seats can the Congress win today? Let's put it on record.
We will win.
How many seats, sir?
We will win.
How
It
many
is for
seats,
the
sir?
people of this country to decide who is
How many
better.
seats, sir?
They will do it.
How many seats,
I'm not
sir?
an astrologer to tell those
No,
things.
sir.
I'm not
There is
an
a difference
astrologer.
between, sir, there is
Please
a, that's the
understand.
difference, sir.
People of this
The
country
Prime
will
Minister
decide,
of this country,
and the
standing on the
opposition
floor of the
parties will
House,
come to power.
has stood there and
The
put a number to the
opposition party will
confidence
come
he
to the
has in the
power.
voters of this country and his party, and he says 370. I am asking you, in a straight fight of 275 seats with the BJP, how many seats will you win?
No, shall I tell you? See, speaking on the floor of the House when you are the Prime Minister or you are in a majority is different from facing the elections.
No, sir,
Wherever
when you
you
say
have
something
gone,
on
you
the
have
floor
not
of the
won all
House,
the
it's on
elections.
record, sir.
That also we should
It's
know.
on record and it will remain there for
This-
posterity
it is on
unless
record, I
expunged.
know.
Unless
This
expunged.
country-
I am asking you on a TV
this
debate
country
which you
has
can
seen-
delete off and
this
say,
country
it was
has
just a
seen
debate.
people
You are
who
still
have
not
gone
willing
to
to commit a number.
This country
Twin
has
Sina
seen-
wanted to come in. Twin Sina.
No, please understand,
Twin
Mr.
Sina.
Anand. Mr. Anand, please understand.
like
This
I
country
mentioned,
has
this is a
seen
very-
when
this
we
is a
went to
very
elections,
ignorant-
when the ruling party was telling India was shining,
Anand,
they
Sir,
did not
like
win.
I had
I am
mentioned,
They did
asking
not
you.
win.
I
When
am
everybody
asking you,
was
sir.
telling
I
in
am
the
asking
first
you, sir.
UPA,
I am asking
please
you,
understand,
sir.
in the
I am
first
asking
UPA,
you, sir. You
Manmohan
have to
Singh
give
will
this
not going
number
to
to
win
the
this
opposition too,
election.
sir.
We have won the election for the
Hanumantayaji,
second time.
Hanumantayaji,
No, we have won the election
in a
for the
straight
second time
fight
of the
with the
UPA.
BJP, how
See,
many
this is
seats
the
can you
track
win
record of
is a number
Congress.
you have to go back and tell your 25, 26 alliance members. This is what I can do. I have a win percentage confidence of
opposition-
70% plus.
I
Now
am-
let's talk.
see,
You are not even able to say that,
I-
sir. Twin Sina.
I'm-
How will a Ghanshyam Tiwari
I am
or
telling
Akhilesh
you-
Yadav of the
I am
Samajwadi
telling you,
Party yield
the
even 10
opposition-
seats to you in a
opposition-
where they believe they are in a straight
opposition
fight with the BJP
opposition parties
and why will the
come to
Trinamool
power?
Congress
There
yield
is
even
no
one
doubt
seat to you
about it.
because they believe they are in a
Opposition
straight fight with the
parties will come
BJP,
to
sir.
power.
Unless you show them
They
conversion
have to-
ratio, sir,
opposition
winnability.
parties will come to power.
Sir.
Don't say that they will only come to power.
Sir, I am
Don't
asking
say
you,
that.
sir. I am
Just
asking
because-
you. I am asking you for there to be an alternative.
Yes.
The alternative has to show a projection and confidence. I am asking you. You are not even able to commit a percentage. Twin Sina wanted to come in. Yes, Twin Sina.
That is
Please
what I
yield
am
now, sir.
telling
Please
the
yield now.
opposition.
I'll come back to you, sir.
India
Please yield now.
group
Yes,
Anand,
Twin Sina.
the point is, it seems, every time Congress reiterates that they bask in their chosen ignorance. Fact is, the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, the Fugitive Economic Offenders Bill, these were very systematically and diligently implemented reforms which have addressed a lot of the scourge of NPAs and defaults and scams which the corporate world was used to keep happening in the corporate world. And today, why only banks? Look at all public sector undertakings. The defense sector today, HAL has the highest order book in the world when it comes to defense sector. And you have seen how Rahul Gandhi used to ridicule HAL before the 2019 election. The same applies to the PSUs in the power sector, whether it is REC or PFC or whether it is BHEL, all of which were lying dormant or all of which were not performing during the Congress era. So I think, the level of reforms, the level of transformation that you have seen under Modi government, it takes a lot of, denialism that the Congress has to be aloof. But if they choose to bask in their aloofness, if they choose to enjoy their ignorance,
let me ask you, Twin Sina, it's not the government's job to be in business and government's job is to be in governance is a statement that the Prime Minister has made. When is the business going to get into business? When I say the India and get into real business, it's not happening. One aspect. Second aspect, sir, the Prime Minister confidently says 370. Do you as a BJP leader believe that you can win 370? Does this confidence percolate right down the order to the grassroots Panna Pramukh?
Address that.
Now, because the captain is only as good as the team. Do you have an organization? In place in West Bengal to give a challenge to Mamata Banerjee? Do you have an organization in place in West Bengal to win 30 out of the 40 seats? Do you have any organization in place in Kerala? Do you have any organization in place in Telangana and in Andhra Pradesh? Where are you going to get these 370 seats that the Prime Minister has promised?
Well, to address I'm going to address all your queries. So to address your first query first, if you have seen the smooth manner in which Air India's privatization was executed. That should answer your question. But yes, where public sector undertakings are doing phenomenally well, we don't see a need to tamper with the existing status. Now, point number 2, when it comes to Telangana, you would agree that even when we had 6% vote share in the previous election, which is 2018 Assembly elections, how many seats did we win in the Lok Sabha elections? 4 Lok Sabha elections. This time we are going to win at least 9 to 10 because our vote share has doubled. And besides, Lok Sabha elections are very different. You will be surprised if we win 8 to 10 seats in Tamil Nadu, because there is an undercurrent against the existing ruling party DMK, and I can tell you,
sir, I am asking you, are you organizationally strong enough to live up to the claim of the captain? Will the team deliver is a question that I am asking. Does the team embrace the confidence that the captain has, and does the team show the commitment that the captain is showing towards the country? Does the team have it? Because at the grassroots there are still issues. At every level there are issues. And is the BJP on the verge of getting into the mode that the Congress got into in the late 80s, early 90s? Is another question that remains. Aarti Agarwal coming back to you and Ghanshyam Tiwari coming back to you. My point is, Ghanshyam Tiwari, can you trust? Is it each for themselves now at Lok Sabha 2024? In this alliance, if the person who claims to be the catalyst does not have a winnability confidence in a straight-on fight with the BJP, will parties like the Samajwadi Party and the Trinamool trust the Congress? Or would they say, let us maximize our gains and then let's talk post-polls?
2 points. One is that point arose that what is the NPA? Just last year, the news published 14,56,226 crore. This is not a small number. Just imagine. 14,56,226 crore. This is the write-off this government did in its tenure. And what is the recovery? 2 lakh crores. Do you think that this money went to charity? Do you think that this money is not behind the electoral bond success of Bharatiya Janata Party? So a party that has systematically stolen from the system to fill its own coffers is not clean.
Did it fill its own coffers or did it save the banks? Who stole this money of 14,52,000 crores, sir? Who are the people who walked away with this money, Ghanshyam Tiwari? And how much money was found in when the raids happened, and how much of stores and stocks piles of cash were found in those people who claim to be absolutely brutally honest? Ghanshyam Tiwari, let's come back. Okay, NBA. Next question. As far as Samajwadi Party and India. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead, please.
The BJP has over 10,000 crores that it has sought donation from. Can anybody here, including you, Anand, say even 1 crore where did it come from? Where is that money coming from? The voters in India need to know where are the thousands of crores that BJP gets come from. That's one point. And with respect to confidence in going into election, if opposition was underconfident and BJP was confident, why would they be stealing governments in Bihar, in Jharkhand, in a mayoral election in Chandigarh? That links directly the Prime Minister, because the matter was discussed in the Parliament before the Supreme Court said it is murder of democracy. Why would a Prime Minister who says "Abki baar 400 par" in the Parliament want to steal a mayoral election in Chandigarh? Does anybody have an answer?
You have the answer to that yourself, sir. You have the answer to that yourself. But Shubhrashta ji, is there any? Are you there, Shubhrashta ji?
Yes, Anand.
Yeah. So in this case, does the opposition have the confidence to take the current government head on? Did you somewhere feel the PM lament a fiery, feisty challenge?
Yes, I think so, Anand, because going by our past experience as electorates and as citizens, I don't think the opposition has taken up even a single issue. Please remind me if I'm wrong. Has taken up a single issue and hit the roads and achieved its objective in the truest sense of the term. You may say that, well, farm laws and then they were taken back, fine, but then what happened to the condition of the farmers in the very states that the Congress ruled in? The point is that the opposition today is bereft of any intellectual heft, and I'm saying it with a lot of responsibility. Only when you have intellectual heft, you would be able to appreciate the mandate of the electorate. That will also happen if you have certain degree of humility. And if you have humility and intellectual heft, then you would actually sit on the ground with your own karyakartas and not cherry pick karyakartas from XYZ, Politburo and allow them to run the party. This is a common lament with the Congress, Congress leaders themselves. You go and ask them, and this is what they would say off the record. The problem is that the Congress party today, as it would want to believe that it's the big brother or the big daddy around whom all the regional parties would sort of gather up, but it's not going to happen. Today, Prime Minister Modi faces the best opposition from the regional parties. Regional politics versus national politics of the BJP is what is the current narrative of the time. Till the Congress party does not allow its arrogance to, let this idea seep in, there is nothing that is happening with the Congress. And I'm stressing on the Congress, not mentioning anybody else, because when we talk about the India Alliance, we actually know that it is about saving the Congress. It is not about saving TMC in West Bengal.
Correct.
It is not about saving DMK or AIDMK in Tamil Nadu. It's not about saving NCP or Shiva Sena in Maharashtra. This is all
it's about feeding off from
party.
the regional satraps. A point you're making, and infuse some oxygen into the Congress party. Aarti Agarwal, final minute quickly. We have a Grammy Award winner joining us in just a bit, but quickly. Yes, Aarti.
So I think individual regional parties stand a better chance than Congress itself. So I agree on that point that, I'm not sure that the alliance will really hold till the elections, first of all. And even after elections, I don't think the alliance has a very strong front. Secondly, I think BJP as a party needs to really regroup and revisit why they have failed in the places where they have failed and put in some work there. I think that is really, really important and urgent now, because it's good that they pat their backs and they feel very happy when PM makes a statement and PM gets so much of public support. But the party as a whole needs to have that same level of prowess. They don't have that. A lot of BJP workers, a lot of BJP party members in other states outside of the northern belt are really not presenting a very strong front, to be very honest. And I think they need to put in a lot of work, connect with people and listen to their issues and address the issues which we know are out there. It's not that difficult to find out. So I think these are my 2 points, my limited points.
Right.
And I think BJP has potential to win. That's all.
Thank you, ladies and the gentlemen. Thank you very much. I'm just pruning a little bit of time from here because we have a Grammy Award winner amongst us joining us live here on the right stand. 66th Grammy Award for the album This Moment. The fusion band Shakti, vocalist Shankar Mahadevanji, Ustad Zakir Hussain, John McLaughlin, V. Selva Ganesh and Ganesh Rajagopalan. 1973 to 2024. Shankar Mahadevanji, Namaskaram. Congratulations. Heartiest congratulations.
Thank you very much, Anand. Thank you.
I just hope and pray that we never tire saying congratulations to you and you never tire saying thank you very much. But tell me about this moment, sir.
Oh, this moment is really special, and that's what, as Javed ji has written in one of our songs, Har pal yahan ji bhar jiyo jo hai sama kal ho na ho. So it is about this moment. And that moment yesterday was really special because a band that is 50 years old. Can you imagine 50 years of music, active music playing, and with maestros like John McLaughlin, who's played with every single musician on this planet, from Paco de Lucia to Mike Stern to Jimi Hendrix to everybody. And here is Ustad Zakir Hussain, who's played with every single maestro from the country and also all over the West. And we formed this group, and I have been associated with this group for the last 25 years. And if maestros like this don't receive the Grammy, aur phir kisko milega? So this band is musically very, very deep, much deserving. Yeah.
No, and there is also a passing on of the baton from a generation, Vikku Vinayak Ram sir to Selva Ganesh also, and that's also this band has seen. Tell me about this collaboration, this album. I'm given to understand that everybody created their sets and it all came together at one place. How did that happen?
We were so busy performing live in every single venue all over the world. We used to do like 20 concerts in 30 days, like sometimes 2 concerts a day, going from. But we just realized that we don't have a studio album in many years, So this was the idea that, it developed when the pandemic hit us, when we realized that, oh my God, we can't tour now for the next whatever. So, each of us, we decided, okay, let's do this album. We have to do this album. And this entire album is done from remote places. I have recorded from Mumbai, Selvaji and Ganeshji, they recorded from Chennai, Zakir Bhai, he recorded from California, And John G, he recorded from Monte Carlo. And, you know, it was a crazy way. It was, we just realized it's a new way we can work, you know. There was this one big Dropbox where all our files used to go to and fro like crazy. Each and every little change, 4 bar here, 1 bar here, everything was on emails, telephones, and somehow we made it happen, and here we are.
Where did the arrangement happen? Did you play a role in that?
No, I'll tell you, everybody played a role. See, if it is my composition, for example, I was leading the singing in a composition called Giriraj Asuda, but there's one composition called Bending the Rules. So what I do is I give the basic blueprint of the composition to the band, and then each of them receive that basic, you know, like a skeletal arrangement, which may be a rough take, final take, doesn't matter. And then they start playing on top of that as if I'm sitting next to the that person and playing. Say the file goes to Zakir Bhai, the file goes to, Selva ji or Ganesh ji. They all play. It comes back. Then we say, okay, this can become slightly longer. So we put 8 more bars and send it back. He plays it back, sends it. It was a fun process. And similarly for each and every, you know, there's a very complex song called Change Naino Wali, which is Zakir Bhai's composition. I mean, it was, it was very difficult singing that. He sent his stuff, and then each of us, we improvised and we did our thing, suggestions happening. It's a great band, I'm telling you.
And how confident were you? I'll be honest, I was very confident, but how confident were you? Because you were up against some very, very big names.
Yeah, I mean, confidence is another thing. We were more anxious, you know. You can never be confident about a thing, but the people around me, my family, my friends, my co-musicians, everybody, I mean, we manifested that we were going to get it, of course. We used to just say, yeah, we're getting it. But, you know, that little anxiety is always there. But people around me, oh, there's no question. If there's any global band, it has got to be this. And then when you analyze it, you see the musicians, where are they from? And it's actually a global band, you know. So, yeah, I guess it was a great moment for us.
कुछ तो सुनाया ना पड़ेगा आपको from this album. Grammy जीते.
Of course. Why not? Why not? Okay. Suranagamukanchida patayuga paribalayamam Vigarajanudara Pamarigare Etsa Resa Repa Pamarigare Eridana Nibaba Baridana Bamarigare Eridana Nibaba Baridata Vega Baba Baripadani Baridani Baridani Baba Pamarigare Babadani Babarigare This was a little.
क्या बात है. It's fantastic and amazing night for Zakir Bhai and Rakesh Chaurasia.
What can I say? I mean,
he won 3, no? Zakir Bhai won 3.
Zakir Bhai, artist. Zakir Bhai is national treasure, obviously, because, you know, and thanks to our government, they have just awarded him the Padma Vibhushan. You know, he's got 3 Grammys in one night yesterday, and he deserves 30 actually. So he's I mean, what can I say? He's one blessing from top, who's who's above all this. So he's a guru, he's a mentor.
And Rakesh Chaurasia winning 2.
My stars that Zakir Bhai and John G have come into my life, and I was able to, you know, interact with them, play with them. It's just unbelievable.
So what next? Somewhere is music being passed down generations, and is there something that's holding? And the other aspect is, Shankarji, I wanted to understand appreciation of music from Bharat the world over. How has it changed over the last 25 years of Shakti?
We can see the whole perception of the people, wherever you go, changing towards India. People are respecting us. People are looking at us with, you know, that, okay, these guys are, it's not, they are no nonsense guys, you know, and they know what they're talking about. They're intelligent. And yeah, I can, as everybody puts it in a, I don't know whether it's a cliche term, but India is shining.
PM Narendra Modi has tweeted congratulating you. I know it's early morning in LA. Have you been able to see it? There are a lot of congratulatory messages. Sachin has also tweeted. He's a good friend and of yours.
Yeah. Sachin is. I mean, he's a brother, and I've just woken up some time back, so I'm just going to reply to all of them. But getting a tweet from our honorable Prime Minister is a very big thing. I really don't know how he manages to keep track of every single thing that's happening in this world. So I'm really honored and privileged and humbled by his tweet of appreciation, because he is an inspiration, and his work, his dedication is what drives us and gives us fuel to our work, what we are doing.
Shankarji, please don't be so modest. You have inspired generations, and you have been your music has had a cathartic effect on many lives, and some of those you have recently met also. So let me just say thank you so much and heartiest congratulations. Look forward to meeting you soon, and yet another inspiring collaboration in the offing is what I pray for. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Anand. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Namaste. Thank you. So that was perhaps the guru, what many would say, of music from Bharat, taking it the world over. A genius himself, Shankar Mahadevan, in conversation with us. We're going to take a very, very short break. Stay with us. Much more coming up.
Anyone has ever tells you at this age, if you can't get it, there's no more success going to happen. So that is where I, truly believe the perseverance of, constantly being out there, doing it week in, week out, trying and figuring out what was best for me to help the partnership. I mean, back in 2022, when I decided to play with Matthew Ebden, I told my coach, here's a great opportunity to play with the Grand Slam champion. I said, and 2022 I was not really traveling with a physio, and I said, I need to hire a physio. So luckily I found a great physio from Belgium. Her name is Rebecca, and when she came on the circuit for the first time, I said, see, I wanted something very specific. I have no cartilages on my knees. It's fully worn out. And what I want to do is really focus on strengthening. Even the days I practice, if I'm not feeling great, that's totally fine. But the days I play matches is where I want to feel 100%. So she understood that, and then she said, okay, we need to start a lot of mobility, a lot of stretching. I have this love-hate relationship with ice baths. Okay. I think, and today I actually love it. It's become no choice.
Yeah. But let me sort of break it down. Before, you mentioned ice baths, right? But I hear you have a lot of yoga also happening off late. So share with our viewers your fitness regime, this age-beating fitness regime that Rohan Bopanna has. What does it entail?
So I think in 2019, when I realized that my cartilages were fully worn out, I did these platelet-rich plasma PRP injections in end of the year. And my doctor told me here in Bangalore, he said, these injections, definitely will work as long as you start strengthening them. It's not like you just put the injection and you go and you're ready to fly. Yeah. So somewhere the pandemic was a blessing in disguise, because that's when I discovered Iyengar yoga.
Okay.
And I found a couple in Bangalore who were teaching Iyengar yoga, place called Practice Room. So, and I called them and I told them, this is my condition. And they said, okay, this is going to be a challenge, but they were ready to, figure out, how to strengthen my legs, because my legs had gotten really weak. Hence, my knees, my bone to bone were rubbing against each other, hence the pain. So once they started doing that, and, I was doing 90-minute session 4 times a week.
Wow.
And initially I thought yoga, it's too slow for me. It's not cutting it. I mean, but I'm glad that perseverance is such a big asset in my journey. It has been, I've always trying to find ways, and I actually fell in love with it. I realized, how much of a difference it was making. And apart from just strengthening my legs, then I started aligning my back, my shoulders. And I feel also my mind became a little calmer. Some way or the other, indirectly just focusing on those muscles, my mental strength also started getting stronger. And I started looking at also my matches very differently in terms of, if I would say, is that I used to sometimes say that, oh, you know what, I tell my coach, I wish my partner,
The ED says this is not the first, second or third, this is the 10th summons that's been issued to Mr. Soren. If he has nothing to hide in the land scam, in the mining scam, why does he just not show up?
Temple is not being built on a disputed structure. The temple always existed there. The deity was displaced and that mandir was defaced and mutilated.
Every sign of a mandir could have been wiped off, but they kept it.
Your leaders may have camaraderie and respect for each other, but for the average public, this is not two allies. At least the parties have to accept today, whatever their differences may be. But that larger message is in tatters.
Soren decided to evade the summons, not for the first time, not for the second time, not for the third time, not for the fourth time, not for the fifth time, not for the sixth time, not for the seventh time, but for the 8th time, viewers.
Co-presented by...
I missed that forehand. So now I started telling myself, maybe my serve was not good enough, so hence he missed that volley, you know.
Wow.
A new perspective, and you know, that yoga kind of helped me. I do 10-minute meditations before the day starts. You know, then I get my beautiful coffee to go with, and also what helps is before matches I take some power naps. That kind of really helps, you know, refresh the mind, and it's ready to go, you know, that at that moment. Those, like a 10-15 minute power naps, not longer, you know, and after, you know, the matches, the biggest thing is those ice baths. Those ice baths have been amazing for recovery. It helps the inflammation.
All right, for the very next story, we are joined by a very special guest. It's clearly his year. It's clearly the year of everybody who's perhaps in their 40s as well. This is a story that has inspired one and all, young and old, if we can really call it that. But without any further ado, let me just bring on our very first guest on TBC and welcome on the program Rohan Bopanna. Hi there, good morning Rohan, and big congratulations. How are you doing today?
First of all, good morning, Sonal, and thank you very much. Lovely chatting to you. Very nice to be on this show as your first episode. Congratulations to everyone part of this team. I think it's going to be brilliant, and I've heard that it's not just one of these other channels where you talk about news. It's going to be more fun things, you know, you're chatting with. So really happy to be as your first guest, and you know, since it's you know, part of the morning, it is that coffee which makes the difference. You know, that is what you know, for me, I wake up to coffee. A lot of people say, you know, I wake up after having the coffee, but I wake up to have the coffee. That is my first secret of you know, real success.
Well, that's great, you know, to know that insight, Rohan. Also, you know, there was a time when people said you should age like wine. Now they say you should age like Rohan Bopanna. I'm sure that's a great moment for you as well. But I want to take you back for a minute to that winning moment, to that career-defining winning point. Take us back to what was going on in your head at that time. We've seen those pictures where you just went flat on the court like that. What was running?
Good evening. The Prime Minister made what is his final speech in the current Lok Sabha, and he made a big prediction that the BJP will come back to power for a third term, and that too with an unprecedented 370 seats for the BJP and over 400 for the NDA. He says, given the mood of the nation, even the opposition is saying, ab ki baar 400 par. But a reality check. How much of this is electoral rhetoric or bluster, marshalling the troops ahead of this critical election fight? And how much of this can actually become reality? Can the BJP return with 370 seats? And if it does, as the Prime Minister has predicted from the floor of the Parliament today, then A, what does it say about the state of the ruling party and the kind of trust the people of India have been showing in the BJP and in Mr. Modi term after term after term? But more importantly, what does it say about the state of the opposition? That even after 10 years, they can't even come close to unseating Modi. We'll discuss all of that in threadbare in what was a fiery speech by the Prime Minister. First, let's play out some excerpts and what it actually means. What are the areas that the Prime Minister touched upon, and what does this mean in the bigger battle for 2024?
टुकड़ों में सोचते रहोगे, कब तक समाज को बांटते रहोगे? सब सीमा करो, बहुत तोड़ा देश को। वजीर बाबू की हालत हम देख रहे हैं, वरना ये समय था संसद में रहने का, लेकिन परिवारवाद की सेवा तो करनी पड़ती है। अब हालत देखिए, हमारे खरगे जी इस सदन से उस सदन शिफ्ट हो गए और गुलाम नबी जी तो पार्टी से ही शिफ्ट कर गए। एक ऐसे कैंसिल कल्चर में कांग्रेस फंस गई है। अगर हम कहते हैं मेक इन इंडिया तो कांग्रेस कहती है कैंसिल। हम कहते हैं आत्मनिर्भर भारत, कांग्रेस कहती है कैंसिल। यानी मैं हैरान हूं, ये कोई मोदी की उपलब्धियां नहीं है, देश की उपलब्धियां। हमारे उत्तर प्रदेश में खास एक कहावत कही जाती है, 9 दिन चले 2.5 कोस। और मुझे लगता है कि ये कहावत पूरी तरह कांग्रेस को परिभाषित कर रही है। पूरा देश कह रहा है अब की बार, खरगे जी भी कह रहे हैं।
All right, is the tone set for the 2024 battle? Let's analyze this threadbare. I'm joined by a full panel on Brass Tacks tonight. Shazia Ilmi is national spokesperson of the BJP. Jebi Mathur is Rajya Sabha MP of the Congress Party. A. Saravanan, spokesperson of the DMK. And Professor Sanjay Kumar is a psephologist with CSDS. Shazia Ilmi, the Prime Minister has made a bold prediction, 370 for the BJP, 400 plus for the NDA. The only time in the Lok Sabha where there has been a 400 plus majority was in 1984. Rajiv Gandhi got that majority, of course, after the tragic assassination of his mother, former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. So the Prime Minister making such a prediction from the floor of the House, the opposition is saying this is just bluster, this is just muscle flexing, it's just election rhetoric. Where is the BJP going to get those extra 70 seats from?
So, ab ki baar 400 par. I think every Indian believes that. Every citizen wants that. And that is just not a slogan or a belief, but a desire of every citizen who seeks a better deal in today's times and wants a Viksit Bharat, which is a developed India and a safe India, secure India and a prosperous India. So this vote will not just be for NDA or a Prime Minister whose guarantee everybody swears by, Modi ji ki guarantee, but also for a better life for themselves. So this is less to do with parties and different parties and a Prime Minister versus others, but more to do with people themselves, which is the whole idea
But
of
where
democracy.
are you going to get those
So we
extra
will
seats
see
from,
a
Shazia?
great turnout
From
and a very
303
enthusiastic turnout.
to 370, those extra 70 seats, where are you going to get that from?
Don't worry, we'll get them all right.
Okay.